What's going on, family? Kind of wanted to tune in with you guys and really just share a little bit of some of my thoughts, some of the things, some of the epiphanies and realizations that I'm coming to, kind of just realizing, man, letting go, kind of the art of letting go of who we used to be so we can start to embody and fully become who we were destined to be. I get it, guys, a lot of times we go through experiences in life, man. We go through certain things and we let that really hold us back. We let that really kind of put a limit when there really is no limitations, when you know you're infinite. And I just kind of want to be a little raw, kind of going through kind of like the depth of my old self. And I just feel like there was so much stuff that I wasn't, not believing in myself, bro, being stuck to that old identity, kind of doing the same things when I felt deep down that this isn't really, bringing that spark of life that I've once felt before. So I just want you guys to know, man, you can let it go. You have to let go of what hurt you so you can let in what's gonna heal you. And that came from somewhere. It's like I'm starting to realize this dream, this reality. It's like the lives that we're living, man, our reality is just a reflection of our state of consciousness, our very state of being and our vibration. Notice how powerful we really are. And it's almost like there's a deep, uncanny, no bullshit type of accountability that comes with that. To where you can't lie to the universe, man. You can't, whatever this is, man, this intelligence, you can't trick it, Like almost universal laws. Like notice it. The way you see yourself, the way you speak to yourself, man, and these deep subconscious things. On top of God mode, really holding this energy, it's really been bringing just a lot of things up to the surface. Some of my deepest, limiting beliefs, not feeling good enough, unworthiness, all these little things. But I'm starting to see, man, I just came to this perspective, guys, we don't have to hold on to this stuff anymore. You can just let go. Like, I feel like there's so much beauty in this life, man. Like, this shit is so fucking sacred. A lot of times we get our perspective just so twisted and deceived by our own ego, by our own, past experiences, by our own circumstances, environments. I just realized, man, we can let this shit go. We don't have to hold on to this anymore. And it's really seeing the frequency of authenticity, man. You can't this is kind of something I'm going through. The situation, the environment, man, what I was in, the circumstance, I just felt like it created such a, fixed identity to where like this is the only way I can see myself. Well, notice it. It's there because you said it was there. It's real because you said it was real. You were that because you said you were that. Now we can kind of unpick these things. This is the cool part, is I feel like we all have a choice. We have a choice to really see this a little differently. We don't have to kind of live in that old perspective. So it's reframing your perspective. And I'm like, damn, man, I really had it all fucked up. I'm gonna keep it real, guys, man. This whole channel, everything, I just realized it was just my ego. It was just the past shit that I've experienced, man, holding on to those old masks, these identities that are no longer serving me. I have some deep desire to really become wealthy, to become, excellent, prosperous, man, to be a provider. For the longest time, I feel like I was so, just stuck, stuck in my own way, stuck in this current situation. It's crazy. That's how consciousness really works, in this reality. It's like in order to transform yourself, you have to change the way that you see yourself. You have to shift the way that you're perceiving yourself. Because that's the hard lesson I had to learn, man. It's like I've looked at myself in this old way. The one who didn't have money, the one who would low self-worth, all this type of stuff. Everything coming to the surface, man. I was like, man, God, I can just let this go. I really don't have to hold on to this. So remember the real you. That was part of the whole intention with this channel, was just to take you back to your true self, take you back to the real you. That fucking diamond that's been underneath all these layers of conditioning, layers of programming, layers of things that just do not really serve us. Coming face to face with it, I get it's a little uncomfortable. But it's when you really get yourself a chance, man. Like my mind, speaking of my old self, it's almost like my mind was just so boxed to the city I was in, from the experiences that I feel like I was looping, that this is it. No, fuck that. This is not it. You have to realize, man, what you really are. You can't limitate something infinite. So when I say if we can shift our consciousness, we can shift our perspective, we can shift our own viewpoint, because you know the saying, man, when you shift away what you look at changes. So I really want to I want to be a reflection for you guys, man. Really, fuck a belief, man. Know that you can do it, man. Know that you can really, become this. Shedding that skin, shedding that false self, man. Shedding all these layers, man. That's kind of what's been happening on God mode. It's just all this stuff's coming up. And I just have to really surrender to it, The core, bro, I'm talking like core themes of, abandonment, unworthiness, the shit I was dealing with, man, where like money just was nowhere to be found, man, where I was like, what is this? And that shit kind of fucked with my self-esteem, and I realized it wasn't about what was happening outside of me, but it was really what was going on within, my own energy, my own frequency that was really just mirroring that. So we can shift the way the mirror, the law of correspondence, we can shift what is really happening to us and see there really is no out there. It's like, it's a boomerang effect. The saying, what we reap is what we sow. And if we can shift our vibration, man, you have to fucking start becoming that now. Like, I'm so serious, man. Ignore your senses, ignore whatever the fuck is telling you otherwise. I feel like that's just a trap of the ego, to keep us kind of in these old ways of being. But when you're retaining your sexual energy, you're on this path of slaying lust, man. You have an active fire to really level up. You have an active fire to not settle for less than you know you're worth, man. And that's really what it was, man. Sometimes we get so, and it's pattern recognition. It's being able to spot these patterns. It's being able to kind of shed these, give yourself a new fucking, like a rebirth, damn near. Every time I'm in nature, I just realize, man, like, shit, I no longer want to be negative. There was something about me because I was so just like an asshole, bro, about my bitching about this, bitching about that. There was no really masculine guidance in my life. Although I can respect my own dad, for helping me out, fucking being there for me when I was kind of like, really struggling and shit. Couldn't even find an income, couldn't even find a fucking job. When I have like a vision to start my own business, man, that's kind of just been my desire, but I'm not hiding shit for you guys anymore. I don't want to do that. If I'm going to be honest, it's going to be real. It's going to be raw. It's going to be transparent. Because I feel like that's the only way to really evolve, and the only way to actually grow and mature through this is like, I got to expose myself to know myself. I got to expose myself to grow myself. I got to let go of this old, identity. Because this is how powerful it is, man. Think about this. If you're getting to the gym, man, and you want to get strong, well, if you have the same identity as the version of you that wasn't strong, if you're walking around in the same vibration, the same, the mask that it can't have, then it's going to stay the same. So I realized, man, we have to just see it's really all coming back to just a state of consciousness. What is our state, and how can we shift it accordingly to the version we actually desire to be, to the version, motherfucker, it's been inside you this whole time. That's really been there. I felt aimless. I felt purpose. I felt like, man, fuck this whole like victim shit. You're not a victim of what the fuck happened to you. And life gets so much better when we can just really shed this shit. We can just let go of this and give yourself a fresh start. Give yourself a rebirth, man. Give yourself another chance. It's just like I was my own worst enemy. And the funny paradox about it, it had nothing to do with anything around me. It was really just myself. It was really just my own self, my shadow, my ego. That was blocking everything, man. I was in my own way. Like, I was really holding myself a prisoner to my own mind, to my old belief systems, to the shit that I know wasn't serving me. But I'm coming to this perspective and realization, man, like the abundance is, the abundance we see around us is just a reflection of the abundance within us. So what are you holding on to, man? What can you let go of? Because, I've been through many dark night of souls, man, and that shit has been brutal. It's like my whole identity is just like, I don't even, who the fuck am I, But it's at the rock bottom. I kind of feel my sense. I'm at this, like, bottom point. It's where, like, damn, actually, there's a different way of seeing this. Actually, I can just completely start fresh, man. I can just start over and let go of all this past, because I want you guys to really learn from this shit. Do not drive yourself mad by replaying the same things, man, over and over in your mind, seeing that like that. Do you see how powerful you are now? Do you see how powerful you are now? Because if you see yourself the same way as you've always been, man, you'll only experience shit the same way. So how we can shift that is just being majorly authentic. how we can shift that is really just, man, like let go. Let go. As hard as it is to really surrender, because it's like, man, the more that I was surrendering into the pain, the deeper and more intense the shit was. And like, this was like, heart shit, my identity, all this stuff, man. But I just realized life is too sacred, man. Sometimes I realize how fucked up our perspectives can get, man. Like, and this is the major thing. Let me hear this shit for real. And I came to this epiphany. I was like, damn, I had to, and notice how backwards it made everything. Until I had this, I won't feel this. Until I get this money, until I get this place, until it looks perfect to my little ego, then I have to feel, And I was like, damn, hold on a second. I can feel it now. I can be in a state of joy. I can be in a state of peace. Be in that state now. See, learn from what I just went through to kind of reflect to you, bro. Don't wait for the shit outside of you when it's already been within you. This is where this came from, man. What you think you're without is really within. So it's forgiving, man. It's forgiving yourself. You did that version of you did the best that it knew how to do. And deep down, man, your true essence, that divine spark, bro, you don't want to be toxic. I know you don't. And I feel that's your divine birthright, is to really prosper, is to really, spread your wings, be free. So it's like we can get out of our own way now. We can get out of our own way and start to really see the fucking beauty. See it, man, from a closed door to the bitch has been open this whole time. Because you can't limitate something infinite. So see the power of your mind, see the power of your perspective, man, and what is really within you. And I get this whole, divine mess. This shit is not easy. I'm facing like my core weaknesses. And it's funny because it reminds me way back, when I was like 88 pounds in like 7th grade. I was a small motherfucker, and it's kind of funny how I feel like that, the way that I was building it, I saw the energy where I was going from with that. I was like, man, hold on a second. That brought up shadow work, The longer that I'm retaining, it's bringing up stuff to where like, hold on a second. Was I really trying to build and get stronger? No, it was coming from, that inner child that felt like it was not big enough and all this other shit, all the shit that I experienced, through childhood, through fucking school, all that bullshit, not being a starter. It gets as funny as this, man. Like I was not, on the starting team. I felt like I was on the sideline. I feel like I was in the back seat of my life. I feel like everybody else was driving the car, driving the wheel, hands behind the wheel. Until I came to that moment where I was like, man, I can drive my own shit. I'm the captain of my own ship. So just don't be defined by past circumstances, man. Don't be defined by who you used to be. Give yourself the fresh present moment clarity of embodying and becoming who you truly are. Because guys, I'm telling you, man, you have to know without a fucking doubt that you can fucking do this shit, man. It's only your mind lying to you, bro. It's the ego. I'm telling you, it's just the fucking ego. It wants to stay the same. It stays rigid, in these little boxes of our minds. When really what's within you, man, you hold it all. So give yourself another chance, guys. That's my intention for you, is to really see yourself for who you truly are. Not what the fucking, the world or all this other shit is telling you, but seeing the beauty that's been around us, man. Like if this was my last day, bro. Because that's how I had to start seeing this shit to get my perspective. I was like, man, if this was the last day that I was here, how would I see this shit differently? I would really appreciate nature. I would appreciate this recording. I would appreciate everything a little deeper. I would savor it in a little bit better. So just realize what you can let go of. I want you guys to know, man. Hey, everything's working out for you. I'm not some cookie cutter like, it's okay, blah, blah, blah. We're talking about some of the real core themes that really come up during this process, especially you brothers, man, retaining. Holding on to your sexual energy, God mode, doing this stuff, it brings up everything. I feel like this complete, like jump start on my entire system. Like everything's coming up, like all the stuff in my energy centers, all the stuff in my mind, my subconscious, it's like, whoa, like you can't run from it. So you try to put it in the back bag, but now it's like right in front of your face. So the only way, man, look at it and then make it dissolve through your attention. So to see, you don't have to be who you've always been, guys. It's literally a fucking lie. I'm telling you, your mind is lying to you, bro. You can recreate yourself, reinvent yourself, redirect this energy, and start to use that fire, man. I've went through the same very thoughts that you guys have felt, Like, am I big enough in my physique? Because it takes patience, it takes time. There was times where like, man, I feel like this is fucking with me. You know what I mean? This whole money shit. Not being able to like eat the right amount of calories when I've always known what was best for me. But this is just obstacles and challenges are just there to really see as a test of resolve of your inner strength. So let's shift the perspective. Okay, cool. Let's go then. You have to grab confidence by the neck and really make it yours, man, because what I'm really speaking on, this is the shit that sits with you when you're in that dark room at night, where I'm like, fuck, man, like, sometimes it feels like all you have is really yourself, you and God, man, you and the spirit kind of walking by. I know that there's a sense of community. I know my tribe is out there. I know vision to fruition, whatever type of vision, purpose, passion that we've been, that God's putting us, the Holy Spirit's putting us, man, it's there for a reason. It's there for a reason, bro. It did not just come from nowhere. So you have to get back on that, man. Let go of who you used to be so you can start to embody, become, and express who the fuck you've always been. So stay authentic, man. I get it's tough, but man, I'm gonna say it again. We have to let go of what hurt us so we can let in what's gonna heal us. We have to shift our perspective, you know? It doesn't matter what's around you. The funny thing is like, everything just is, man. It's all about how you see it. It's not what the fuck's happened to you. It's how you see, how you gain that wisdom in that pain. Because it was only in my darkest hours, some of the things I'm dealing with currently while I'm making this video, it's like, damn, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to level up. I seriously, truly desire to want to do this. But then the pattern came. But then the subconscious shit came. And I was like, man, I'm kind of like battling out with my old self, man. I'm kind of like on this God mode shit. I'm kind of battling the old version, the old thoughts that I'm not good enough, all the shit my dad, bullshit that was put in my mind. But I'd like to transmute and alchemize that so I could turn that pain into wisdom and really share and serve you guys, man. Because I wasn't really taught, man. Some of us, our parents did the best they could, bro, but they're not going to see our type of vision. They're not going to see that type of frequency, and that just is what it is. I'm learning that, like, man, I don't want to control everyone. That shit's crazy. Just want to flow with life, I just want to get more in tune with, our sense of priority, our sense of direction, and seeing the beauty that's always been around us. So it's like you can let go of that mask, bro, and it's tough. That it's like we're only a slave to that false identity until we finally suffer to the point where we're like, man, fuck this. I'm taking this off. I'm gonna start really loving, because you can't struggle. Remember what I'm saying. You can't struggle to love yourself once you realize your unconditional love itself. So it's like, it's what you are, bro. Abundance, all this stuff. It's like we're made in the image of God, right? The kingdom is within. All these interconnections. It's like, damn, it's always you. So that's the major perspective shift. It's like we've been conditioned to, we're like, okay, I gotta get this shit. And until I get this so-called outer material thing, I'm not gonna be happy. Now, some of my experience, I was like, dude, this is making me feel like absolute hell. Like a living fucking nightmare. Like, until I get this, I gotta feel depressed. Until I get that, it was never like that. It was completely backwards. It's always been within you right now. That feeling, that state of consciousness, that vibration, it was always within you now. We just have to give ourselves permission to really experience it. It's funny, guys. It's a paradox. It's the irony. It's a plot twist. So this for someone, man. Sure. You ready to glow up. You ready to blow up. You ready to fucking grow up. And just release. Let go of this impulsiveness, this ancient attachment type of style to where like everything's got to be perfect, and it's really just coming back to the ego. It's the ego contracts while the soul expands. The ego wants to stay the same while the soul wants to fly. The ego sees the worst in everything while the soul sees the perspective and the wisdom and everything. Just the beauty of what's around us, man. It's like we have to kind of cut that cord off the top of our heads and give ourselves a rebirth. That's something that I'm feeling. I don't want to hold on to all the stuff anymore, all the anger, the bitterness. What was even, the funny part is I'm starting to see what was actually blocking that natural abundance of money and the wealth and all this stuff. It was me, bro. It was, it was myself. It was my own fucking, you know, attachment to the story, to the narrative of being broke. The story and the narrative, I just kept saying it and saying it and fucking saying it. And I'm like wondering why this is my reality. Well, bite from that. It is what you say it is. It's there because you said it's there. It's real because you said it's real. Well, you can unpick these things. You can recreate and reinvent these things. So take off that identity and start to embody what you really are. Especially you kings, man. I mean, my ego can't take that. You know, you're the son of God. You know, you're the Christ. The true form is Christ. You're the universe. You know, the ego fights it just till it eventually you have to let your spirit, you know, that shit into submission. To where there's a higher type of sentience, there's a higher type of intelligence that's now ruling and reigning it. And it's not with force, it's really with flow. But it's not the balance. I want to be able to be more real. I want to be able to really speak. I want to be able to be more intense. I want to be able to not give a fuck anymore. I want to be able to just be my true self without all this other stuff, you know, trying to get in the way. So guys, if you got to come out here, like sometimes I do it. I'll really just like, you know, let a fucking scream out like something. We just have to, especially, man, we have to get our fire back. We have to remember who the fuck we are. And stop settling for the crumbs. Stop settling for less. Stop settling for some shit that you know you're worth more than. So just like the story I'm sharing, can we shed that story? Can we drop that narrative? Can we see ourselves through the lens of the spirit? Can we see ourselves through the lens of the divine and really remember our true nature? Really remember that, like, man, wealth is your natural state. Nature is you and you are nature. You are all this abundance. There's no separation. Just breathe into it, you know. I'll speak healing over you guys. You know, I'll speak freaking peace. I speak power. I'll speak fucking realness because I get the shot over. You're not alone, bro. You're not alone facing it, man. The challenge is, man, that's cool. The masculine, we throw, fuck it. This is what's going to make us real kings, real warriors, man. So we can look at the fire. We can grow through the fire. We can go through it and come out of that shit fucking shining. So own your mind. Liberate your mind fully. Master your energy. Master your attention, most importantly. And never let this shit, you know, keep you in that loop, keep you in that cycle, man. Change the way you see yourself. Shift that identity, man. Like I said, take that mask off and chuck it. Fuck that. Start to see yourself and remember and discover yourself. This is what this whole journey is, man. It's really self-discovery, you know, self-realizing, and really just overall gaining a sense of our real, true God purpose here, our true passion, our true service, our creativity, spontaneity, all this other stuff. I'm not gonna plan anything. I'm just gonna literally just go with the flow, let the divine speak through me, and hey, you know, Father, use thee as thy peace. Father, use thee as thy peace. It's something I caught myself really saying in some of my darkest hours, man, dark night of souls. Because that just like, man, I felt like the shit just wouldn't go with the pain. No matter what I do, man, I could do anything. It was just, fuck, it was still there. This weight was still there. You know? Feeling like every day was the same day, and I'm like, how do I escape this prison, God? I'm talking to her like, what's the way? And the way was myself. The way was my own state of consciousness. It was me, man, and that's the harsh shit, especially becoming a manning the fuck up and how to really get real. It's like, dude, you have to hold yourself accountable. You gotta be responsible. What the fuck are you doing, dude? You're being sloppy. So don't be ashamed and don't, man, this is just part of it, guys. This is really part of it. We have to call ourselves out. We have to, like I said, expose yourself to know yourself. Expose yourself to grow yourself. So I want you guys to really see this a little differently, man. See, man, this shit'll put shit in perspective. This is the last time that you were here right now. If this was it, you know, if this was my last recording, my last day, if you had like a fucking month to live, man, we have to bring that intensity back. We have to start moving like we're on a fucking mission. Especially God mode, man. Holding this type of energy. So shed the past. Let this death, you know, it's like a metaphorical death I'm experiencing, man. The caterpillar has to die to become the butterfly. So I'm seeing it was only my choices. It was only my decisions. It was only my perspective that was fucked up, but we can shift that now. What's the right decision to make? And God's gonna lead the way. But we have to be open enough until our egos to shove it and really be open to listen. You know, nature is the best place that I kind of go to really reset and to kind of just let go. It's freaking beautiful, you know, purple flower, man. Feeling it. But guys, realize you're not alone on this path. Keep retaining. Keep retaining, keep gaining. Let the purification process take place. Let the shedding process take place and embrace it. Eternal embrace. You're way stronger than you know. So walk in that type of power. Walk in that type of, you know, purpose. Man, this is not it for you. This is, dude, we haven't even experienced the best of it yet. So that really keeps us with the right, you know, positive attitude. Keeps shit in perspective. Shit, we hadn't even touched the peak yet, baby. We're just getting started. So let that put things into perspective, man. It's not over for you. You gotta be the hero to your own story. You gotta be the hero to your own shit. Let's rise up, kings. It's time to do this. It's time to really fucking do this, man. Let's get real. Let's go. As long as you stay authentic, you're already winning. I'd rather be real than be liked. Notice that.